Hi guys, this is your reading for Wednesday, the 8th of November. Thanks for joining me. I'm using the Druidcraft deck for today's reading. And I'm going to shuffle the cards. These are really big. I don't know if I ordered the big deck or whether there's a smaller deck, but I've got huge hands and I can barely get my hands around these things. So just be aware if you're ordering this deck, make sure you get the small one. I think there are two versions. Like with the Thoth Tarot, there's also a regular sized one and an oversized one. So if you got tiny hands, then don't order this deck. It might be a problem. So I'm going to choose 3 cards here to give you an insight into the day and what you'll be working with. So let's have a little look. Okay. So first of all, we have the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. The 8 of Pentacles is someone who is working very hard. He's really being productive. He's making quality items there. Each one is exactly the same. He's pouring out this metal and he's working very hard. Poor guy. But, well, not poor guy. He's being very productive. He's doing something that he doesn't really look like he's enjoying. He looks like he's hunched over. It looks like it's hard work, but he's doing a good job and he's being practical and diligent. And he's kind of just saying, you know, I'm a human being. I need to have a job. Jobs are not meant to be enjoyable. I'm doing this. This will pay the bills and I can provide for my family. It's in reverse, which means you don't fall into that trap, because that kind of thinking is a little bit outdated in the sense that, you know, 100 years ago, people didn't have a choice. If you were the daughter of a butcher or something, then it was up to you to kind of continue the family business and to stay in that kind of field. If you were a member of the aristocracy, then you had a whole different life. It was all determined for you, and people didn't really have a lot of choice a while ago. And even up to, I think, the 1950s or 60s, I could be wrong here. Correct me, please, if I am. But I think a lot of people just thought, you know, I'm going to join this one company, this one big organization. I'm going to stay with that big organization my whole life, and then I'm going to have a pension, and I'll retire, and it's all very stable and solid and boring and fine and rigid, and I'm okay with that. But that's not what's happening to you today. What's really happening to you today is that you're not that focused on work and being productive. What you're focused on is your feelings and what you really want to do. So it's a great day to ask yourself certain questions about how you want your future to look. Instead of just repeating the same cycle over and over again, take 5 minutes away from that and maybe even step out of your life for 5 minutes. Imagine yourself as a person, as a spirit, as a body, sitting somewhere, and then spiritually take a step back outside of yourself. And then look at your body sitting there. You can see the back of your head and your back, but you're separate from that body. And then ask yourself, what is this and what does it want? Does it want to work in a factory and just maintain a body? I think it's Will Smith who said that, God, I can't believe I'm quoting the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but he said that people work in jobs that they despise. So I'm paraphrasing here, but I think this is the gist. People work in jobs that they despise so they can buy things they don't need, so they can live lifestyles that they don't enjoy, and that they can just do things just to keep things going, but none of it means anything. So today you have an opportunity to step outside of that a little bit and to gain some understanding about what it is that you can potentially do differently when it comes to your work so that you feel more fulfilled. The next card is the Princess of Cups, looking gorgeous there with her cute little toes. I think they're adorable. Look at those little toes. So cute. She looks so pretty and elegant there, and then we've got these little 10 little toes. So cute. Okay. Princess of Cups is like the Knight of Cups. She's in between the page, who's totally inexperienced, and in between the queen, who's very, very experienced. She's figuring things out. So she's magical in a sense. We've got cups. Cups is the element of water, and it has to do with your feelings, your imagination, and your intuition. Okay? So that is very much alive in you. You're doing something that isn't particularly satisfying. You step out of yourself today. You get back to your true nature. You know, the thing is, when I worked as a school teacher, and I worked as a journalist, and I worked in finance. And if you'd asked me, are you a journalist? I would have said no. I'm me, but I happen to be doing this. Are you a school teacher? Well, yes, but that's not me. I just happen to be doing it. And now, if you ask me these days, you're an astrologer and a tarot reader, is that who you are? I would say yes, because that's an extension of me. I'm doing something that really feels like I'm meant to be doing it, and it's an extension of who I am. I'm not ashamed of it, I'm proud of it, I love doing it, and it's something that I enjoy. So it's a passion, it's totally aligned with my feelings. And the nice things about the Princess of Cups here, she's got an element of magic to her as well. So allow your feelings to kind of sweep through you or flow through you a little bit. Just stand there and hold them. Create a safe space and hold those feelings. Close your eyes like she's doing and just hear what the water is kind of gurgling at you. What messages is it bringing you? Your feelings bubbling up inside you. They're really, really helping you to graduate to become the Queen of Cups, in the sense that you can combine who you are as an individual, as a person, and how you feel with what you do for work. And I really think that's the highest, I think that's one of the highest and best things that we can achieve in life, that we can work in a field that we actually enjoy. I mean, it's a terrible cliche, but you know, if you love your work, you'll never work another day in your life, because it's not work, it's enjoyable. And of course, there'll be mundane days and there'll be days of routine, but overall, it's something that is achievable, it's something that is doable. And especially these days, we're so lucky with all of the information and all of the options that we've got, that, and the fact that we live so long, that we can really use our time doing something that inspires us rather than just is a grind and boring and ugh. You know, we've all been there. Finally, we've got the Nine of Swords in reverse, and thank goodness it's in reverse, because look, he or she, is that, I don't know if it's a he or she, because it looks like a female, but then there's a mustache. So I think it's a man, I don't know, doesn't matter. Anyway, this person is sitting in bed, can't sleep, and each one of these swords behind this bed is a negative, scary thought. You know, when someone suggests something, or you think of something and you suddenly get really hot and sweaty and your blood pressure goes through the roof, those kind of thoughts that just terrify you half to death, those kind of thoughts can keep you up at night, and they keep you worrying, and they can make you depressed if you do it for long enough, and they can really take you to the negative side of your emotions, like the emotional pit, depression, which is caused by negative thinking. So the thoughts come first. For instance, I will never be able to pay for this thing tomorrow, and I'm going to be they're going to take my bed away, and the bailiffs are going to come around, and I'm going to lose everything. That kind of thought, long enough, can really cause a severe depression and can paralyze you, and you're done. The good news is that this is in reverse, so these negative thoughts are not negative. Instead, what you're getting is ideas and inspirations and insights. Lots, 9 of them, at least. And that those insights and inspirations come into your life because of the emotional depth and vulnerability that you've got, and because you're so emotionally open and you believe in magic, you have hope that things can become better, that your life can turn around, and it can. At any point in your life, you can start all over. I always say that I feel like I've lived 2 lives in my life. Up until the age of 28, when I ran the show myself, and I ran it straight into the ground. And then when I got into recovery and I stopped being in the driver's seat, and I started listening to what the guidance was for me, which I didn't always agree with, that's when my life started to work. And I had to open myself up and say, do you know what? I am not all-knowing. I've got the evidence now. I can look back on the last 10 years and I thought I was doing the right thing and everything is crashed and burned. So I'm not omnipotent, I'm not all-knowing, I am not God. That's someone else. It certainly isn't me. And if you accept that, you first of all have to screw up a little bit to get to that place. Because most people live their lives by propelling themselves through it. I want this, I'll grab that, and I'll grab that. It's only people like me who've really, really fallen on their face very, very hard, who kind of have to reevaluate what they're doing and turn to something bigger. And I think that, I mean, at the time it was tragic, but now I'm grateful for it because I don't have to do anything alone. And I can instead listen to my guidance. And when I do find myself back in the driver's seat and things start to go wrong, then I can say, okay, I did it again. Let me go back into the passenger side and let the universe take over. So this is a day for you where you can really have all of those ideas and inspirations that can change your life and can help you to graduate to become the Queen of Cups, i.e. you're in control and in charge of your emotions and you're using them in a way that's consistent and pleasurable and joyous. And you don't have to worry about it anymore because you've turned that around, and instead of worrying, you're not doing it all yourself, and instead of keeping it there and worrying about how you as an individual are going to manage everything, you take yourself out of the equation, you open it up, and inspiration comes in and it shows you which way to go. So this is a day of unearthing hidden truths within yourself, which are going to help you transform your physical, actual life. 8 of Pentacles and 1 is 9, and then another 9 is 18. 1 and 8 is 9. And 9 is spirituality and completion. So the answer is to tap into your own spiritual core. The spiritual core, it can be the higher self, it can be your emotional center, it can be connecting with the stream of consciousness, with the universe, with God. However you describe it, it's making a connection with something other than yourself or other than your earthly ego self. It can be your higher self, the universe, nature, whatever makes you feel connected. Get that sense of connection going, and things will arise out of that connection, which are going to serve as inspirations to make changes in your actual life. So it looks like a wonderful, life-changing day. If you would like a private reading with me, then please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading. And I say this every day because people still ask if I do private readings. I do. I use astrology and tarot and numerology in my readings. The astrology is a blueprint of your soul. It shows me what your life mission is, what your vocational aptitudes are, so what you're good at job-wise, what's coming up for you in future in terms of your work, your love life, your health, your career, family, prosperity, and I can answer any questions you may have as well. So if you'd like a private reading, then visit the website, gregoryscott.com, click on the readings tab. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.